Welcome back everyone to my Project Spark playthrough on the Xbox One. I figured in today's video, rather than continuing in this little story mode that they have going on, I thought we'd go ahead and jump into the world creator and kind of just like mess around and see what they have to offer. Let's go ahead and select this. So there's different options here we can continue working on. We have now you can also get together with a friend online and both of you could participate in a world builder, kind of like some of the features from Minecraft for those of you who play something like that or are familiar with, which I thought was pretty nice. So launch a new creation with a little hub to get you started or start from scratch. You know what, we're gonna go ahead and just go start from scratch. Now for the multiplayer, I don't know if you have to have friends or if you can play with random people. That I'll probably check out later on. And down here's recommendation, what projects people created, which I'll probably check out. Actually no, these ones are mine, my bad. On the front page was projects that people made, which I'll check out a little bit later. So let's just go ahead and do start from scratch and just kind of fool around in this, see if you could create something small and just whatever. I was messing around with the controls because the controls were a little bit confusing with the Xbox controller, but I think I got the basics. Alright, so to go up and down, Y is to move the lever up, while X is to go down depending on where you want to edit. Earlier I was messing around, I was like, how do I do that? It's like, oh, that's how you do it. So I guess first thing that we will do is that we'll put a piece of ground. So we have some free slots down here. Temporated woodland. So let's just go ahead and do grass. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and just increase the scale. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of do like a small section just to kind of get the basics. We'll just kind of make a square first. It's just going to be like a crappy square. Just so we have a layer to mess around with. This is just kind of a default ground that I'm using for now. There is another template that you can use to add a bit of forest, which I'll show you guys next. So let me cover this section first. Alright, now we have an area to mess around with. So for the forest, you go to the tempered woodland section. Of course, if you go up on the D-pad, it'll actually kind of bring up a bit of a menu, so you can go and select what you want to work with. Now, you don't have all these unlocked. Like, for example, the ones over here with these little icons in the corner, those you have to buy by using like coins you've been saving up, or you can go by microtransactions, because after all, on the front of the box, for those of you who pick it up, or if you bought it as a digital download, it says starter pack. So you're going to get a good portion of content already, but if you want the other stuff, you have to save coins or use microtransactions. For example, there is a castle set, and for me, I love the medieval time area, and that I have to save up coins for, or if I want to take the shortcut, I could always just buy it with like about 20 bucks. So yeah, anyways. Let's go ahead and get back to the little forest gimmick. I'm probably going to add this on the outside, just kind of show you guys. And of course, by holding the LB, you can kind of change the scale of how much do you want covered. If you want more or less. In this case, I'm just going to use about that much. By holding LB and using the D-pad, you can kind of change what kind of shape you want to go in. We're just going to stick with the circle and the intensity. So we'll just put that at 70. We'll actually increase that to 100. And we'll increase the scale to about, let's see, 75. So you're going to have a little forest area if you want. There's another section. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Let's go ahead and actually increase this a bit more. so just kind of have a little edge to work with. Actually missed a little spot right there, but that's alright. We're just here kind of fooling around and trying to make something random here. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So there's kind of our little ground area. Just kind of patch these little spots first. Alright, we want to circle, change the scale a bit more, and then we'll cover this little patch that we missed. There, simple little patchwork. So you get little effects. Alright, so here's our little platform that we're going to go ahead and begin building on. I'm going to go push A. We have other options here. We could expand or add and smooth out. So I think what we want to do is expand. Alright, we'll increase the scale a bit and the intensity. We'll probably scale this portion up here. Kind of give us something to work with here. So there, we basically already got started with a little bit of a hilltop. I'm going to go and kind of scale this down a little bit. Yeah, some of these little buttons are a bit tricky to get used to it. So kind of looks like it goes with everything. Alright, and of course after a certain amount of time it'll kind of autosave. So now we're going to go ahead and kind of expand this up a bit more. So just go here and go to the platoon. That's for the tunnel. So we're going to add. Increase the scale. So depending on what you want to go with, you can change the shape up too. See if you want to go kind of a little effect. See, let's kind of fix this right here. So it's not too bad. Kind of a little platforming station you got going on over there. Let's go ahead and kind of add this here. So there you go. That's not too bad from a distance. Then you could always add something up here, like a little house of some kind. Let's see, what do I want to do though? I want to kind of round this out a little bit. So go ahead and just keep rounding this out. Not too bad. Kind of like a little mountain's got a little ass going on. So yeah, see, not too bad of a start. Like, even if you're novice, like I took level design in college, so this is kind of a little bit more new to me because in college we did everything from scratch, from adding stuff in, and it's not like we had something like this where everything's pre-made. But yeah, I mean, so far it's looking pretty nice what we got going on. So let's see, next we want to go, and of course every time you want to get to these menus, you just simply push A, and you have all your different options here. So we got here, we got a little tunnel system that we can do. Let's try this out. Want to change the scale. Alright, we want to zoom in here. Oops, wrong one. Let's see. There we go. If you want to, make some caves to venture into, or we're going to patch the ground here in just a second. Just trying to get an idea of what's going on here. We'll leave that piece there. We'll probably add a little bit more to that. Kind of like a little, somewhat of a hidden area. And probably do a little bit more right here. Now, what do you guys think? Let's kind of zoom out here a bit. So yeah, there's a tunnel already, so let's go ahead and kind of patch this section in. So we're going to go ahead and go to our tool here. We're going to go up to our brush, and it was the little forest area. Just kind of fix that up. There you go. And of course, anytime you actually want to test this out, it's not too complicated. What you do is that you push the options menu on the controller and you go to test. So here's my little character I get to run around with. Let's see how this all looks out. Here's our tunnel. Test out. Make sure our tunnel works. Yeah, a little bit of fixing up to do, but if you want to add some chests in here or make this like into a little campsite, you can do that. So let's go up here and check out our other portion. A little side of the mountains here. A little platforming. So yeah, not too bad so far. So let's go ahead and just kind of go back to edit mode. Now, of course, you could do other themes besides the forest one that I'm doing. If you go here and you push up on the D-pad, there's all kinds of different ones. As you can see, we have alien asteroid. You have a bit of an Arctic, so if you want to do like a little ice theme. There's desert themes as well. And of course, whatever ones right here. Actually, the desert ones you have to buy or unlock with your points. So that's a little bit of a downside there. I think what we'll do is we'll add, let me just kind of get over here to the side of the mountain. I'm going to get the Arctic paint, and we're just going to kind of paint the side of this and kind of show you guys. So here's the, which one do we want? The Arctic path, Arctic plains, Arctic peak. Let's try this one. I'm going to increase the scale. And then we're going to zoom out a little bit. So if you want to do a little bit of an Arctic scene, then you have that option. See, let's try a different one. I don't think that one's going to go well with the mountain. Let's see, Arctic plains. Which one did we just choose? Oh, we'll just choose this one. I guess that's the one we were already using. You know what, we're just going to use this for now, and we're just going to change the top portion. Kind of do a little bit of a slight ice effect on the top. And then we're going to go back here. Now we're going to go ahead and select the snow icon. Alright. And just pretty much paint that on. And there you go, now you got a little bit of a icy mountain to work with. See how pretty much easily you can change anything up. So let's kind of add something else to this. What I want to do is that I want to add some bad guys and kind of do like a little mini battle. I'm pretty sure most of you are wanting to you know, add units in here and just watch them fight to the death. So I think that'll be kind of a nice to add in here for the video. So we're going to go ahead and go down here. We're going to go to edit, push up on the D-pad. Alright, and we're going to go to the units icon. So here we got bad guys. Now these are preset in terms of what they're going to do, which I'll kind of show you guys afterwards, after we do like a little battle. But I guess first we'll do a set up some rangers. Actually, make them a little. There you go. We'll probably set up some rangers up here. Of course, you could always rotate these guys, so if you want them kind of facing the other way. So plenty of different things to do here. Alright, so now that we have some rangers, let's go ahead and you know, add some bad guys for these guys to shoot at. So we're just going to go to the units tab once again. We're going to add the goblin scavenger. Like I said, right now their coding is pre-made, so they already know what they're going to be doing. Alright, add these guys here, and we'll do one more. So let's go ahead and enter the test mode. So there's a really nice battle going on. Looks like they already killed them. Alright, so I mean these guys would follow too. So let's kind of redo that. Let's go and add some more bad guys, because that was kind of disappointing that we didn't get to watch the battle. So we're going to add some goblin bruisers. Just kind of add a few more. You know what? We're going to put some on top here, so they'll probably drop down. Be like the little ambush party. Now let's go ahead and go to test. That is kind of an example of a little battle that you could set up. And I think I programmed one of the guys to be into the wall. Yeah, it looks like it is, so that's why they're shooting. Let's go ahead and back out of this. Alright, so the next thing I want to go ahead and do is do just a little bit more creation. So I'm just going to go back here. No, I don't want to add a prop. I keep pushing the wrong one. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and add a... Oh, here's the nature one. That's what I was looking for. So here is kind of a faster way if you want to add a little bit of plant life. So we're just going to kind of go around the area. And depending on what kind of scale you have it to will determine what else pops up. And if you go much larger, it'll actually add some larger trees too. It's kind of a nice way to score some coins as well. Yeah, I was getting a little bit of slowdown. So that's a nice quick way to add plant life. You can go back to over the pathway that you just did to kind of you know, bring up the intensity a bit more. So if it feels like it's a bit too plain. So that's kind of a nice example there of a little bit of plant life. So if you want to add like a little bit in here, depending on what you want to do. So very simple to do. We're just going to kind of do little patches here and there. Maybe add a little bit over here. And we'll probably do a little bit more over here. So as you can see, it's already a world coming together. And all we've been doing is just kind of messing around, but you never know what you're going to create. So I think next I want to go here and do a little river. I think that'd be kind of nice to make. Maybe do like a little like river in this portion. So it's kind of just examples of stuff that you can mess around with. Very easy to do, very easy to mess with. And increase this a little bit more. I'm gonna autosave again. You actually go down and make it a bit deeper because you could actually do a little bit of swimming in this too. If you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe you want to put a chest down there or some hidden treasure, then you do have that option. It's kind of just a little nice example there. So just go ahead and go to test and show that you can swim in this game. So they're having a battle. See, look, the battle looks a lot better now that we added some trees. You can see the scale too. Jump down here. Swim around. I don't know if you could go down. You could, yeah, you can dive a little bit, kind of a little dolphin effect, but I don't think you could actually, you know, swim all the way down. I mean, but you could add some treasure down there. So if you want to do like a little sunken treasure type of scene in your little world, that's kind of an option. We're just going to go back here again. And you can even make some pre-made worlds that will get you started. This is just kind of like from bare scratch if you just want to go from there. As you can see, there's some icons coming soon, like a town, enemy, and friend. So fortunately, I cannot really show you guys. Here is the eraser tool. So if you want to erase anything that you made, I'm just going to delete it out of thin air. Simple as that. You just hold down the trigger. Simple. You could even use these on the enemy units as well. Okay, maybe not the enemies. Alright, you click them. No? Okay, I think you have to go to edit, then select the guy, and then delete. There you go. So yeah, you just gotta select them. You can even program the guys too. There's a little programming. I'll probably do a video kind of going more in depth with it because I'm still learning it myself. So I'm just going to go to my guy here. I'm going to go to his brain. which is the key commands that you're going to be doing. You could also make it to like first person or third person, but right now it's set to a third person adventure. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to the options and I'm going to delete this entire page. So right now my character is basically a brainless character. For example, I'm going to go ahead and go to test. I'm trying to move him around. I'm pushing buttons. I can't do anything. He doesn't have a brain. He doesn't have any commands. He is just a vessel waiting for commands. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to edit. I'm going to select him, go to his brain, and we're just going to do a couple quick basic functions to kind of give you guys an idea. So right here we have our command. So when X is pressed, my character, let's see, where is it? My character will block. Let's go ahead and go back, test this. Alright, so as you can see, when I push X, let me kind of zoom in here. Actually, I'm not in edit anymore. But yeah, right now I'm pushing X, my character is blocking because that's the only command function I had programmed into him. So we're going to go ahead and go back to edit. We're going to probably do a couple more added functions. Like, you could just keep continuing doing this and adding more. But I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a basics here. So here, when B is pressed, my character will emotes. Do I have that? I think I do. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this a try. Go to test. I didn't do the function correctly. My mistake. Go back to brain. I don't think I have that yet because there's a little icon on it. Alright, so when B is pressed, my character will grow. Then here, when Y is pressed, my character will shrink. So let's go ahead and try that out. Pressing B, my character is now growing into a giant. Now I'm going to push Y. So that's just a little example of programming that you get to do in the game. But I'm going to go ahead and leave this video here. If you guys have any questions, leave that in the comment section down below. I just want to kind of show you guys just a little bit of a bare bones basic on, you know, some of the stuff that is in here. And just a little bit of imagination, you can create something a bit cool. Like I said, just a little bit of platforming here. I think it would be kind of nice to have like kind of like a tent setup with just like a little campsites, maybe some walls going along the edge, like a little like a wooden fence, I would say, and just kind of have this like a little yeah, just basically one campsite, or if you want to do like a little mini village over here. And the fact that you can even create your little tunnels here if you want to do something with that. But once again, I'm Sir James from Gamerfuzion, and always remember, guys, Gamerfuzion empowers your gaming.